All right, let's get into it. How did AEW's first Montreal pay-per-view turn into the ultimate redemption night? A painmaker bled for pride, a comeback queen snatched history, and a double champ dream almost happened. Buckle up, because this one had receipts. Hi, it's Emma, and I am feeling totally pumped to spill some wrestling tea today. Like, heart rate up, edges laid, and ready to slay this recap. So picture this. AEW pulls up to Montreal for the first time ever with a full-blown PPV, Redemption, inside the Bell Center. You know, the giant arena that hosts the biggest sports and concert flexes. It's a legit milestone, and they stacked it. Kenny Omega defending the world title against Kevin Knight, who also walked in as TNT champion. Willow Nightingale cashing in her Casino Gauntlet win against Thekla. And Chris Jericho, in full Painmaker mode, going no-holds barred with Tommaso Ciampa. Plus, the Young Bucks versus Death Riders. That's Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay for a pure star power smackdown. Let's break down the key moments. Let me set the scene with a quick story, because live shows like this have a very specific electricity. Years back, I went to a wrestling card. Not AEW, but the kind where the crowd is one scream away from summoning a thunderstorm. This dad behind me is explaining every move to his kid with the intensity of a dissertation. Meanwhile, 2 rows over, a bachelorette party is booing like it's cardio. I'm soaking it all in, and boom, an entrance hits, pyro flares, and the arena literally feels like it inhales together. That collective gasp is addictive. Then cut to another night. I'm at this fashion show in Soho. The designer, quick note, is basically an up-and-comer trying a high-drama, all-black collection. Halfway down the runway, a heel snaps. An assistant sprints in with a replacement. The music glitches, and somehow the model turns it into this moody, slow strut that the crowd eats up. It should have been an epic fail. Instead, it became the moment. That's live spectacle. It breaks, it breathes, it surprises you, and if the talent is clutch, it transforms. Redemption felt like that, unpredictability with purpose, delivered in a way that made the shocks feel earned. Okay, basics first. AEW, that's All Elite Wrestling, runs weekly shows called Dynamite and Collision. Those are the soap operas with suplexes where feuds cook. A PPV is the premium night you buy to see the payoffs. Montreal mattered because it was AEW's first PPV there at the Bell Center, which screams big league production. They did their usual 0-hour pre-show with Renee Paquette, she's a top interviewer and host, Mick Foley, yes, the hardcore legend, and Jeff Jarrett, a veteran mind who has done everything. That desk sets the stakes, then we strap in. Distribution tea, because accessibility is hot right now. In the US, you could still do traditional cable and satellite buys, but also HBO Max offered a special rate for subscribers, which is wild for wrestling, like a prestige streamer collab. You could stream on Prime Video, ppv.com, and YouTube. Outside the US and Canada, there was My AEW, a centralized hub. And there were official watch parties at Dave & Buster's, the arcade restaurant chain, and Tom's Watch Bar, a national sports bar setup, basically turning the show into a communal scream fest. Low-key smart, high-key fun. Important people. Let's talk. Kenny Omega, a world-class hybrid wrestler who snatched the AEW World Championship from MJF. That's Max, a headline talker and then champion, earlier in July at Beach Break with a last-chance stip. That stip turned Kenny from desperate challenger to made man overnight. Now he's defending against Kevin Knight, young, explosive, and walking in as the TNT champion. The subtext is juicy. Knight could have walked out a double champ. If I were Kenny, I'd be like, not on my watch, honey. He made good. Omega retained, which keeps the world and TNT lanes untangled for now. Willow Nightingale, my heart. She came back from a shoulder injury, won a Casino Gauntlet at Beach Break. That's a staggered entry elimination match. And then faced Thekla, a globe-traveled wrestler holding the AEW Women's World title. In Montreal, Willow wins. And not just wins, she becomes the first AEW Women's Triple Crown champion. That's 3 distinct women's titles in AEW's ecosystem. It's redemption energy, resilience, patience, and then bang, history. Yas, queen. Then there's Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa, which turned into a noir comic book. On TV, Ciampa blinded Jericho with sand, messy, and teased a power drill, which is nightmare fuel. Jericho responds by bringing back the Painmaker persona, a darker, blood-soaked alter ego. They go no holds barred in Montreal. Weapons okay, chaos allowed, and Jericho wins by submission. Submission in that environment, that's psychological dominance, not just a pin. You can dislike his tactics, I often do, but that finish was definitive. For pure spectacle, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, faced Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay, a power couple of violent charisma and precision. Styles clashed, the Bucks won, and the receipts on that could fuel future feuds for months. That's a dream match you put on a poster and people just show up. Now, the spicy question. The AEW International Championship scene was messy on purpose. Kyle Fletcher, the champion, defended on TV and tried to unmask Commander, a high-flying luchador, which is massive disrespect in lucha culture. Konosuke Takeshita, a freak athlete, made the save. Then Kazuchika Okada, yes, that Okada, a legend, jumped Takeshita. Then Bandito, another masked phenom, cleared house. After all that, Fletcher challenged Bandito for the pay-per-view. Debate time. Were Okada and Takeshita central or just there for drama? I'm siding with the ensemble booking. They were catalytic, not booked for the title match, but their presence made the belt feel like the nexus of several wars. That elevates the championship without overstuffing the actual pay-per-view bout. Chaos is a feature, not a bug. Other title ripples. Andrade El Idolo, a slick technician, punched his ticket to face Mark Davis, a heavy-hitting bruiser, for the national championship. That's lineup depth, not just main event shine. And the commentary crews deserve a nod. Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, Nigel McGuinness, and Taz handled the main booth with that blend of nerd encyclopedia and roast comedy. Spanish-language fans got Carlos Cabrera, the iconic voice many grew up with, alongside Alvaro Riojas and Ariel Levy. Multilingual broadcasts are the quiet flex of a global brand. Pop culture lens, because we love a character study. Jericho's Painmaker is the wrestling version of a prestige TV anti-hero, an alter ego that shows up when lines need crossing. Reinvention like that is why he stays relevant across decades. You may roll your eyes at the face paint, but it's performance language. It signals we're shifting genres tonight. Less sports, more horror thriller. And the fact that he sealed it with a submission just stamps the persona as more than a gimmick. That's a brand refresh with bite. Zooming out, Montreal was smart business and smart mythology. First pay-per-view in the city, massive venue, stacked card, and a streaming play on HBO Max that is still rare in wrestling. Add those watch parties and you build FOMO. If you were there, you lived it. If you watched at a bar, you shared it. If you streamed at home, you still felt plugged into something big. That's how you grow a company, not just with great matches, but with an ecosystem that says, bring your friends. Okay, pause. Next time, I want to get into the post-redemption ripple effects and one other pop culture kerfuffle that is living rent-free in my head. Think belts, think betrayals, think headlines. So that's the tea, folks. Let's leave it there for now. I need to hear your take on this. Omega's statement win, Willow's glow-up, and the Painmaker. Iconic or extra? Later.